Yes, good afternoon. Welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone is well. The Premier League is coming thick and fast, and I don't know who's going to get sacked first out of Ruben or Frank. We've both had a bit of a tough, well, you boys especially have had a tough week. But there's a lot to get into. Arsenal, massive game tomorrow at Villa Park, and it seems like every team in the Premier League is playing on Saturday. Terry's back on the channel. How's things, mate? I know you didn't have the best of nights last night.
Me, good. My life, happy. I can't like play that down. Life's nice. It is. Football. I'm trying not to be melodramatic, but I'm beyond infuriated. I thought I'd lost all my anger, but it's come back. It's come back. I was treating it a bit like Lord Voldemort. You know, in the first 3 or 4 books, everyone's like, he ain't coming back. He won't be back. Don't say he won't be back. And then you get that famous scene in, I want to say it was, no, it wasn't Prisoner of Azkaban. It was the Half-Blood Prince. I think it's a Half-Blood Prince.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't a Half-Blood Prince.
No, it's the one.
No. It's after Goblet of Fire. So Goblet of Fire happens. What's the one after Goblet of Fire? Oh, I need to know now because I used to be a bit.
Yeah, then it's 1 and 2, isn't it?
Hang on. There's a reason for it. No, the Order of the Phoenix. There's the Order of the Phoenix, and there's that scene where all the council come in, and he just disappears, Voldemort. And there's that famous moment where the Chancellor or the Prime Minister goes, "He's back." That's me and my anger. Like last night, he's back. I'm so annoyed at Amorim. I'm fuming with him. I'm so annoyed. He's a charlatan. I'm so annoyed at my players. They are pigs. They are swines. They are not real. I feel like Tiffany Gomez. They are not real. And we've had 2 chances to hammer home an advantage, which should be 5 points over everybody else chasing for one of the European packs outside the top 3 teams. And we've fouled miserably.
Did you see his press conference?
Yes, I reacted. Yeah, I reacted to it on the United Stand. I was covering that show for them today. He just put in a weird defense as to why he doesn't play, pick, or bring on Mainu enough. He defended why he didn't bring on Lacey and brought on a centre-back to try and get us a goal. And by the way, didn't bring on a centre-back to try and make him the striker, which would make sense. He brought a centre-back off and brought another centre-back on to try and win the game with 10 minutes to go after going 1-1. Horrendous. Brings on Ugarte instead of Mainu. Delo's having one of his first good games in a while, scores a goal, playing really well, brings on an out-of-form Dorgu for no reason. Just horrendous on every level. A lot of the players themselves, Cunha and Bumo, Ahmad, awful. Bruno, awful. And I'm not surprised, and I'll say it now. We're going to get into it anyway, so I might as well do it. We are losing on Monday to Wolverhampton Wanderers. I am so convinced that we will lose to them on Monday. It is unbelievable. Exactly.
Surely they are on track to beat Derby's points record. You can't if you lose to Wolves. Is it Molineux or is it Old Trafford?
Molineux.
If you lose, I'm sorry. That right now he should go full time. Their recent form is diabolical, mate.
He should, but he won't, and that's the thing for me. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done for me. Listen, I won't change my mind. The players are not good enough. The players are simply not good enough as a collective. There's a handful that are, but you look at Wolves' form. Mate, this just screams at me. United loss.
So they've lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8. They've lost 8 games in a row. There's no way. I mean, don't get me wrong.
We're losing.
Yesterday, you missed a lot of chances. I mean, Bruno had that volley. You had the chance from I think it was from the corner. Dallo, of all people, scores. But Wolves are so bad. I mean, look at their numbers on the right-hand side. They're conceding 2.07 goals a game, and they're not even scoring a goal a game. I think you beat Wolves, but I don't think it'll be probably a 1-0.
But look how many goals we can see per game.
Yeah, your numbers aren't great either.
No, we are awful defensively. We've got a bottle job mentality. The manager will go too defensive. He'll make bad substitutions. There may be a player or two that stand up and have good games. Maz was good last night. Delo was good last night. But this is what Man United do. The next game, Mbuma might be really good, and Casemiro might be really good. But the guys that were good in the last game will be shit. The manager will make bad substitutions. I'll just say it now. If I'm not a massive gambler, I'm like a £10 ear kind of guy. Stick a tenner on Wolves winning. Stick a tenner on it.
If it was down to your decision and you lose to Wolves, would you sack him?
Yes, I would. I would already do it. But I always like to answer that question fully. I would move him on, but I by no means think that will improve us. It just feels. I don't know how to say this. Like if you're a crap YouTuber that can't get views, I don't think it matters how good your thumbnail designer is. Doesn't matter how good the topics are you talk about. Doesn't matter how good your new camera is. You're always going to fail. Some people just don't have the personality for it, or the football knowledge, or we're talking football YouTubers, or they're not funny. They're just not very good. That's how I feel like United are stuck in that space there. I'll tell you what we are. I'll give you a better example. And then I'm not talking about Man United anymore. I don't care how rude it sounds. I can't do it to myself. It hurts me, bruv. We are that rich kid whose dad was a famous rock star. His mother was a famous actor. His grandparents on both sides were movie stars and directors. And they're just famous throughout Hollywood. There are multiple Oscars in the family. But what they are addicted to crack, always in and out of rehab. They get all the nepotism in the world. They get all the opportunities in the world to be an actor, to be a singer. They get they get everything the normal man doesn't, but they keep failing because they can't live up to its past. I feel like that's our biggest problem. And everyone will hate that opinion. Oh no, the pressure rate that they can't handle the pressure. The managers, the players, everybody alike. We also sign a lot of crap as well. We are the rich kids of past famous people that are hooked on drugs. You know that? Have you watched The Gentleman with Matthew McConaughey? Yeah. We're that girl. We're the girl they go and take from the flat. That is Man United sitting in that crack den.
Oh, and they've got a bloody estate the size of Birmingham. Yeah, I know exactly
but it's all old though. It's all based on what happened years ago and not now. No one can handle the pressure of it. We do a lot of dumb things. We sign a lot of crap players. We ruin a lot of good players. We keep hiring a lot of good managers maybe at the wrong time, and we ruin them forever because once they leave Man United, they're looked at as clowns and jokes. When we got Ten Hag, we got Ruben. The whole world was like, "Oh no, look at United have just gone and got." Now everyone's like, "Oh my God, you hired another clown." I just look at the last 30. I can't remove the last 13 years from my mind. Some people do, and they do this whole like, "Yeah, Terry, but if we just got a better manager next time, it might be all right." Let's isolate it down to just now. Ruben hasn't done enough. I'm like, no, he hasn't. And I would sack him, blah, blah. All of it's true. But I can't take my mind away from looking at the whole picture. We are, what was it? I don't even know her character's name, right? I need to find out. The Gentleman.
Oh,
movie. It's a great movie. What was her character's name? Laura Pressfield. We are Laura Pressfield. If you've watched The Gentleman, you'll get the reference. We're Laura Pressfield. Research it. On that note, love you, bruv. Respect the channel, all the community. Thanks for watching. I ain't fucking talking about United anymore.
Mic drop.
You can. I'm just not going to respond.
I think you lose the Wolves. I think he's done. But it's the same scenario with you boys. Two steps forward, one step back. You go put in a really good performance against Crystal Palace in the second half. You don't take your chances against Everton. The substitutions against Everton baffled me. You then play last night against West Ham, who are toilet, and now you've got Wolves. So, but yeah, I think you are in a very sticky situation. We'll come to Spurs, and we'll come to the Arsenal game because that's the big talking point this weekend. Chelsea, off the back of a really, really good 10-men performance against Arsenal. Gary Neville said it on commentary that Leeds, they found a system that they've only played twice this season, a 3 at the back, energy in midfield, legs up front, and Chelsea couldn't live with it. But I think a lot of that defeat, I don't know what your thoughts are before we get into their game against Bournemouth. But a lot of that defeat for me is far too many changes. Now, listen, they have got far superior players to Leeds United, and they should be going in and winning that football match. However, Caicedo obviously not in the 11. No Reece James because he's on the bench. Neto dropped. João Pedro playing a different role to he played against Arsenal. Delap comes in. No Gusto. Playing Chalobah at right back when you got 3 right backs on the bench. Maresca, for me, far too many changes, and they just didn't match Leeds' energy. Like, what were your thoughts on their defeat? And then how do you think they're going to do going in against Bournemouth?
I think the level of blame that Tosin has got is excessive, because I think that Enzo Fernandez was poor. I think Esteval was poor. Pedro, Delap. I don't think there's another player whose name, Andre Santos, anonymous in the game. Some of them might have good stats on FootMob, but in terms of impact in the play, breaking lines, being decisive, they were nowhere near it. They got run over in the first 10 to 15 minutes and couldn't recover. And I blame Maresca for that more than the players for preparation. Leeds score more goals in the opening 15 minutes than any other team in the Premier League. So they start like a freight train. They then died off, but they had a 1-0 lead. So they had something to fight for. But Maresca, the biggest culprit on the night was Maresca. I'd put 50% of it on him and then spread the rest of the blame across other individual players. And that's because Caicedo's out. Reece James and Fofana, I get why they need a rest. I can stomach that as a football fan. Caicedo's out. But then you take Gusto out the team and you take Neto out the team. That's 5 of your first team missing through rotation, necessary rotation, and a red card. And Chelsea don't have the squad. Forget centre-backs. They don't have the squad to handle that consistently. You just got a brilliant result against Arsenal, contextually speaking, for the game. The brilliant game against Barca. Play the strongest team possible away at Leeds. Cement that 3 points. Get yourself in the lead and make the subs. Equally, they have the young player whose name is now going to elude me. Josh, he's a centre-back. And the viewers are going to be writing his name.
Akiyapong, is that how you pronounce it?
I want to say Achimpong is how you say it.
We both think they're the same player, though.
Yes, him. He keeps talking about wanting to play him more and how he can't wait to give him more opportunities. Could have kept him, keep Chalobah in the middle, but he doesn't. He puts a left-footed centre-back or right-back. He made so many mistakes, Maresca. They set them up on the wrong foot. My club is a disgrace. But the fact that Chelsea are only 2 points ahead of us when I think they have a superior manager and I think they have a superior squad, that does and will frustrate Chelsea fans, because I think they should be a team with anywhere between 5 to 10 more points this season. Too many red cards and too many poor managerial decisions have cost them too many points so far this season. And he's got to step up, because I don't think they'll win the league. But
do you think he's in trouble?
No, I don't think he's in trouble right now. I don't think he's about to lose his job right now or anything along those lines. But I look at this squad. Is it good enough to win the league? No. Is it good enough to win one of the other trophies? Yes. But if he ends up finishing too far behind the first position, if he ends up competing for a top 4 spot and then misses out, he'll be for the high jump. He really will, because I just look at it and go, the fact that Villa couldn't spend any money this summer, lost a lot of their better players, and they're now ahead of Chelsea. Chelsea got to step up to that. Chelsea can't afford to get dragged into a top 4 race. It's either title race or make it into the top 4 comfortably. They can't be in the top 4 race. Not as being world champions. I think it's a serious title. Not for being world champions, and not for being a team that has been spoken of pushing the Arsenals. Not a team that does so well against the big teams, not being able to play against the lesser teams. That is a problem. And I am nitpicking here with Chelsea, because I think they're really good. I think they should be in and around the title race, because I think they're an excellent team. He and a number of these squad players not good enough. January window's coming up. I wouldn't mind seeing them splash some money on a new centre back as an example to help in that depth area.
I think you're right. I think they need a proper ball playing centre back. I think they need a top goalkeeper. And I like João Pedro. I like João Pedro, and I like Delap. But I don't think they're good enough strikers to win you a league title. So I think if they upgrade in those 3 areas, like Mike Mignan at AC Milan, fantastic shot stopper, but he's not fantastic with his feet. And obviously Chelsea, like most Premier League teams, play out from the back. But there's centre-backs out there. I would not be at all surprised if Van der Ven's of interest. I doubt Tottenham would ever sell him to Chelsea. But a lot of Premier League teams looking at the season we're going to have are going to be interested. Liverpool will probably look at him as well. Centre-back like Van der Ven, or, go to Juventus and get a Bremer, look at a Bastoni, someone from Italy. That league know how to defend. And go and get a goal scorer. Like Delap, of course, young player. But at the moment, I can't see him being a striker to go out and get you 20 league goals. But yeah, Chelsea for me, Bournemouth. I mean, Bournemouth have completely fallen off a cliff. They had a really strong start to the season. Semenyo scoring goals. They've had Clivert there. They've got Tavernier. Good defensively, but Bournemouth have just been leaking goals left, right, and centre. They got a pasting by City and Aston Villa. I think with Palmer back, I don't think his match sharpness is there yet, and it probably won't be for a good few games because he's been out for so long. But Chelsea have to go and win this game. Like 3 points is the minimum. If they don't lose this game, so don't win this game. Sorry, let's say they lose the game, and you go and beat Wolves. Like you said, in terms of your fan base, you're at each other's throats. But if you go above Chelsea, that has to be alarm bells for me, because like you said, their squad is very good. I think some of the treatment on Esteval has been way over the top in terms of the disrespect. He's 18 years of age. I think you said it on your post-match stream, saying treat him as an 18-year-old. Like, he had an amazing game against Barcelona. He's not at that consistency level. Like, comparing him to Lamine Yamal for me is crazy. But just give him the season. It's his first year in England. But like some of their players, mate, starting Trevor Chalobah right back. I mean, that has to be like a huge question mark there for me. Do you think they'll beat Bournemouth?
Yes, I do. I do think they will. I think they get there where they're. I'm not saying Chelsea are not fortunate. They've done nothing for it. It's not their fault. Bournemouth are in really bad form right now, and I think Chelsea will capitalize. Where Chelsea will have a problem is, again, they lose this game, and then if results then don't go their way, for instance, just looking at the league table right now in front of me, if they were to lose to Bournemouth, you've then got Palace, who are playing Fulham, which they can win. You've got Sunderland. They're playing City away. I don't see Sunderland winning that game, to be fair. Brighton play West Ham. That's very winnable. Okay, so I think Palace will win this weekend. I think Brighton will win this weekend. Let's just say you're right and Man United do beat Wolves. Just live in that world I'm talking this. Like, I'm taking worst case scenario here for Chelsea and United win. I think Liverpool, by the way, beat Leeds United this weekend as well. I am going with it. If 3 or 4 of the teams below them win and Chelsea lose that game, they will drop down to like 7th, 8th, 9th in the league. And that's when the pressure then starts to mount, because some of it is the visual element of it. This is a team that some will say, hang on, 3 games ago, you were potentially going to beat Arsenal and go on to win the league. Now you're sitting 8th in the league. And by then they could be anywhere between 9 to 12 points off of the top. They could be a couple of points away, yes, from a Champions League position, but be dragged into that fight. So I think they have to win, Chelsea. I think that it's one of those games where you've got to win, put the last 2 results behind you, get back to winning ways. But Bournemouth will also be thinking, you know what, we're getting cut adrift from the European places. They win that game, they're suddenly on 22 points and they're right back in that mix. So it's going to be a good one. I am going to go over Chelsea, though, 2-1 win.
Yeah, I think they win. Last game we'll finish on, because I know we can't do too long today. The big one tomorrow, 12:30. Aston Villa only lost 1 home game this season against Palace. I think they've lost 1 of the last 31 at home. Something crazy stat like that. They're currently 6 games in all competition, unbeaten, 6 straight wins. Rodgers is in form. Watkins scored a couple of goals against Brighton. Arsenal potentially could be without Rice. I know that Mikel Arteta said he will probably play because that's the sort of player he is. Timber will probably have to go in at centre-back because of potentially Mosquera's injury. Like, they did really well against Brentford, I thought, in terms of off the back of 3 big games against Spurs, Bayern Munich, and Chelsea. How do you feel about this game? Do you think there's an upset on the hands? Do you think Aston Villa could do it, or do you think Arsenal come out of there with? Because I think this 3, like people are going to say this is stupid, but I think this 3 points is bigger than Spurs and Chelsea. Looking at Villa's form at home and looking at the injuries they have, I think if they go and beat Villa like they did us, it will be a bigger result, much bigger result.
I actually agree with you, because this is the thing with how big games are. Context becomes a real important element of that conversation. It's the early game, so it then puts pressure on the whole of the chasing pack. You then look at it and go, the game after that, they're at home to Wolves. If you just look at it in small bunches, they play this Villa game, then they're away to Club Brugge where they can rotate. They're at home to Wolves. Again, I think they can rotate a little bit. I don't think they have to be. Then they're away to Aston Villa, Everton, which is hard. But if you just look at the next 2 games and don't look at, if you're a player, look no further than that. You win this game, but maybe there's a slip up from somebody else. Sunderland are capable of getting a point at Man City. I think they will lose, but they're capable. Chelsea, we've mentioned already, could slip up, even though I think they could win. Arsenal have got to do everything in their power to put that pressure on. But they win it. I think they win against Wolves at home. Then you're starting to get towards that mid part of the season, and let's see where they're at. But it is big. That all being said, though, my gut feeling says 2-2.
They've got to play Villa. Yeah, I've just seen that. They've got Villa at the end of the month.
Yeah, so what happens is that this game week 15 is the team that you then play late December, early January again. It happens every year. You play a team at the beginning of December that you play again at the end of December, beginning of January. The New Year's games, the New Year flux games, is always that way. So this is their one. They're running between that. There's 2 or 3 gimmies, I think, for them, and there's a couple of tough away games. But I do think this is going to be a draw. I think this is going to be one of those games, which is why I think it's so important for the Cities and the Chelseas to win this weekend, because I think Arsenal will drop points. Not that that's embarrassing. Villa are so good at the moment at getting results, getting over the line. If Arsenal do win, it's massive. But my personal prediction is 2-2.
Yeah, I think 2-2 is not a bad prediction at all. I'm going to go with a 0-0. I'm going to go with just I don't think the game will be massively exciting. I think Arteta will be going there trying to obviously come away with a 1-0 win or something like that, especially if Declan Rice isn't playing. But look, we are going to wrap up. There'll be lots of content on Terry Fleur's the Football Terrace, and here lots of games on tomorrow. I'll take it you're doing match reactions for all of the games tomorrow.
Yes, we'll be live after the 12:30 game, after all the 3 p.m. games, and then after the 5:30 game as well. So yeah, massive day tomorrow. Quiet one on Sunday because there's no games.
Yeah, it's strange how the Premier League have done that. We spoke about that, off air a minute ago. Surely, one of the clubs should be playing, and then your boys are on Monday night. But look, we are gonna wrap up. Make sure you go down and drop a like. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Road to 100K's on for both me and Terry. And yeah, we will see you all very, very soon.